Welcome back to the Mail-In Podcast, live from Austin, Texas. I'm your host, Brett Merriman. To my right, the lovely, the one and only, the wonderfully flanneled up today, Sally deFries. What's going on, Sally? How are you?
Just a little crisp December morning.
I cannot explain to you
A little foggy.
how happy I am to finally be out of this weather pattern of like 79 and 100% humidity and gross outside to walk out to a crispy 50 something.
I think it's going to be cool like till Christmas.
There's rumors out there in weather Twitter, of which I'm a part of. We could be below freezing on Christmas.
Yeah.
Which could be something. Is like white Christmas in Austin?
I mean, no, that's not going to happen, but there is a chance. Well, I'll definitely be below freezing on Christmas because we're going to be in Michigan, and I think the low is like 0.
Oh yeah. Oh
so.
Yeah. The Arctic air coming in next week for pretty much like 90% of the country is going to be very, very intense. So it might be too cold on Christmas, honestly. No such thing though, because Christmas is the one of those holidays that the colder it is, the more festive it feels.
Yes, exactly.
We've had some like Saratoga Christmases that have been like 48 and sunny, and people go golfing and stuff. I'm just like, I'm good. Give me the 28 and snowy for sure, for sure. How long are you guys in Michigan for?
8 days.
Okay.
Yeah,
big time.
Till Christmas. I'm sorry, till New Year's Day.
Are you aware of the haircut that Will is potentially going to be getting?
I have heard
Okay.
that he lost odds to Dylan and has to get a fade.
With
2 lines.
Yes, there you go.
I don't really care, to be honest. He can do that if he wants.
Mhm.
I was like, you have to do it after we're home for Christmas. But I also will say that I don't really feel like it's necessary for Will to pay up to somebody who's welched on 2 other odds.
Okay.
And
Randy
so then Will
agrees.
said, well, I have bargaining power. And I was like, your bargaining power should be that you don't do it. And then the next time you lose odds, you also don't do that because Dylan's now not done 2.
Interesting.
3. Sorry. 3.
Clip this one, Adam. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Adam. Feel free to share it with the Wash universe. Sally is watching.
Oh, we are always watching here on the Mail-In Podcast, where we can answer your questions, get something useful out of this. That's what we try to do here. Tell a friend about the pod. Send some clips out to a friend. Subscribe on iTunes. Follow on Spotify. Hit the hotline number 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio at Mail-In Podcast. A bunch of questions this week. Thank you guys for. I'll have to check the stats because we had like more questions submitted this week than I've ever seen. So
People need advice before the holidays.
That's, you know what?
We're going to get to them, but we're going to be tactical because some of these don't need long-winded explanations.
You are absolutely right about that. Hit up the store, washmedia.shop, and hit up the new YouTube to see our faces, youtube.com/mail-in-podcast. Sally, are you ready to go?
I am ready.
Here we go. Hi, Mail-In crew. I don't know why I kind of messed up the hi, but hello, Mail-In crew. For the first and probably only time in my life, my school has a shot at playing in the college football national championship game. While going to the game is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I also think throwing a big watch party with a bunch of friends could be a lot more fun than spending $2,000 plus for nosebleed seats, drinks, flights, etc. What is the move here? And as a bonus question, if this was your team, what would be the most you would spend to attend a national championship game in person? Thanks for everything you do and happy holidays. UT's going to the ship, Sally.
I've been twice.
Oh, I've been twice.
And it's totally worth going. It's absolutely worth going. I went when we beat USC.
Mm-hmm.
That was 2005.
Yep.
And technically it was 2006, but it was the 2005. And then I went when we played Alabama and lost. That was 2011? 11-ish. 2010. It was 2010.
And where were those respective games?
Was it 2009?
Was the Colt McCoy game?
Yes, it was 2009. Both of them were the Rose Bowl, which was admittedly lit. I think out of all the bowls, like being somewhere like the Rose Bowl, that's like very historic and, you're in California. It's beautiful. Both times were really fun. Losing was not fun.
No,
But
no.
I think even going, especially when it was your alma mater, or at the time. So when in 2005, I was going to go to Texas, but I hadn't become
You hadn't committed yet.
right. I had applied and gotten in.
Okay. Yeah, because it would have been January-ish, right?
Right.
Depending on when you.
No, that's wrong. Sorry, that was before.
So
I'm old.
You're not that old.
No, but I was a junior in high school and knew I was going to go to
Okay.
Texas.
Gotcha.
Which was awesome. My sisters at the time were freshmen at Texas, which was like very cool for them.
Yeah.
And then when I was at Texas and we lost, I was a junior. And it was still really fun. I mean, like, honestly, it sucks to lose, and it definitely sucked to lose the game that we did where Colt got out and then we didn't have a quarterback, and it was awful. But regardless, it is a once in a lifetime experience unless you like go to Alabama and like your team goes all the time.
So that's my caveat here.
Yeah.
If you are, so the teams right now are Georgia, Michigan, TCU, and Ohio State.
So I think that this person's maybe from TCU.
That's my thinking. And if you're from TCU, you got to go, right?
Yeah.
You got to go. Even if like it's, I understand the watch party element. I've even had people where it's like, I'm going to go to, say it's in, I don't know where the Natty is this year, maybe Atlanta.
I think it is in Atlanta.
So if it's in Atlanta, I've heard people that go and they go to like their school's watch party, and they don't spend the $2,000 on the tickets because you're going to get a better experience watching the ESPN feed or whatever it might be. So there's that option, but you got to make something out of it, and I think you make it more than if you're not in college, right? If you're in college, it's cool to be on campus. There's probably events and local college bars, but if you went to TCU, now you live in, I don't know, you live in Dallas. It's in LA. It's a Rose Bowl.
No, it's at SoFi.
Oh, it's so corporate.
They're playing one of the playoff games in Atlanta.
One of the semi games, and then okay.
I think Georgia, and then I think TCU, Michigan are playing. I don't remember. The Fiesta Bowl. So it's the Fiesta Bowl and the Peach Bowl.
Got it.
And then the national championship is in LA, which admittedly is a really fun national championship town.
True. Yeah. But expensive. I mean,
it's expensive, but here's my argument, Brett. Again, I disagree with the like go out there and then go to the watch party.
Okay.
No, you got to go to the game. You got to go to the game.
I know.
You didn't spend the money to get out there and then not go to the game. You either stay home or you go.
Okay. I get it. I get it. I think you just, if you're writing in for us from Ohio State, Michigan, or Georgia, the Rose Bowl one is going to be probably the most expensive. If you go LA plus SoFi plus, I mean, that's going to be the most expensive place to have it. Atlanta would be less. Phoenix would be less. Dallas would be less, right? So if you're TCU, I think you make it happen. I think you make it happen
regardless.
But you got to win.
Honestly, if I went to Alabama or Georgia, my team was going all the time, I'd fucking go every time. I really would. Like, it's so fun. It's so fun talking trash to another team. Like, even when we played Alabama, and like I was like, we're gonna lose to them. I knew that we were gonna lose. And then honestly, before Colt got hurt, I was like, oh, we actually might win this game. I loved making fun of people's houndstooth. It was like my favorite activity. I loved shitting all over those people. It's just, and they shit all over me. It's great. It's like, the only thing that really compares is like your one college rivalry game, like your Ohio State Michigan game or your Texas OU. Like, that's fun, but you get to do that every year. You don't get to go talk trash to a team that you rarely play, if ever. Like TCU if TCU goes to the national championship, they haven't played any of these teams in years, probably. Or ever. I don't know what stats are, but like the likelihood of them having played them at any point. That's so fun to just be like, dude, don't talk to me.
What about, so if you're TCU here, you still have to win another game, right? And
you have to win.
You're not the favorite in this, right? And so if I'm this person and I'm just imagining TCU because they said probably the only time in my life, every other school has like a perennial chance. Do you make the effort to go to Glendale, Phoenix, for this semifinal game, and then the Natty is like because you're probably
I think if you're choosing between two options, you already are like iffy on the money, you save the money and go to the national championship if you make
that's
it.
fair. That's fair. Yeah,
Book some Southwest tickets to LA that are like cancelable,
Mhm.
refundable is what I meant to say. And then
Take the
you
chance in
don't
the
have to
hotel.
stay. The thing about LA is this has happened every time Texas goes to the Rose Bowl or something.
Mhm.
People stay in like really nice hotels. Stay at a freaking Marriott Residence Inn. Who
Yeah,
gives
you're
a
not
shit?
gonna you're not
You're
gonna
not
be there.
hanging out at the
Yeah.
hotel.
Yep.
You don't need to stay at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
This is
okay?
not a vacation. Like this is not a relaxing vacation. This is a you have a job to do.
Yeah,
You
stay near the stadium.
You got a job to do.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
This is a work trip.
Exactly.
If you make it, knock on wood. Good luck to the Horned Frog fans out there, though. They said,
And
by
the
the way, how much
Wolverines.
would you spend? I think, like, Ole Miss is my team. I'm wearing my Ole Miss shirt, actually. My Ole Miss, this is what I wore on game days. If the first time they went, I don't know if there's a price that I wouldn't pay.
Yeah.
My T-shirt fandom of Ole Miss has become that deep that I think
Yeah.
I would
I
make it happen somehow. If Texas win again, what's your?
would spend ungodly amounts. I don't. That's the thing. When we went, my parents obviously paid for it when I was in high school.
Sure.
And my dad was like, "There's a chance this never happens again."
Yeah, like savor this.
And it happened 4 years later, but we lost. But like
Mhm.
they were like, "We're pulling out all the stops to get tickets for everyone."
Mhm.
Like we.
Yeah.
And then when I was a junior, I was able to get tickets through school,
Mhm.
which was helpful.
Oh, that's very cool. Were they like face value or you just get free tickets?
No face value.
Gotcha.
But they,
okay.
they like allotted a certain amount to students.
Yeah,
And because
yep.
I was a junior, and I think the way they did it, Texas did it dumb, but like it was based on your hours, and I was technically a senior by hours, so I got
Oh,
like
cool.
priority pick. All
Not
the
bad.
freshmen, like, and we were like, with fraternities. So then they made the pledges like sell their tickets to them and stuff. It was
Oh,
fucked up.
jeez.
Yeah.
That's mean. Randy, I promise you, if Purdue ever goes to the Natty, I will spend whatever it takes to go with you and be right cheering alongside you.
He doesn't care.
Randy doesn't care. You know what you can you know what you won't spend ungodly amounts of money on, Sally? It's our friends over at Athletic Greens.
Your health.
Your health. Because for less than $3 a day, you're getting Athletic Greens all up in your system. Sally, Athletic Greens has become a routine to me, a routine part of my life. And they say routine breeds like confidence and all that other stuff. Well,
Mhm.
Athletic Greens is a part of my morning. One scoop, one glass of water, and you're getting 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole sourced superfoods, probiotics, and adaptogens to help start your day right. You're a big fan.
I'm a big fan, yeah.
Big fan. Tastes great.
I'm back on my Athletic Greens
You're
grind.
back on your AG
Yeah.
grind.
Mhm.
Good for you. The special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging. All of the things. Do it in the morning, every day. One scoop, bada bing, bada boom, down the hatch. And then that's it. It's lifestyle friendly. Whether you eat paleo, keto. I messed up famously Kaleo, who sings All the Pretty Girls. Familiar with that song?
No.
Won't sing it. Keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free. Contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, and it still tastes good. It's just the perfect way to take your vitamins in the morning. Boom, down the hatch, get your greens, and here we go. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. Just one scoop, 1 cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/mailin. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/mailin to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Ready, Sal?
Let's do it.
Hey, Brett and Sally, you've helped me in the past, so hopefully your advice works this time. Here we go. Let's just say 2022 has been the year of house/dog sitting. My girlfriend and I have become the de facto people to watch our family's houses and friends' dogs when they go out of town. I just did the calculation and it's close to 10 weeks combined throughout this year, mostly from her family and friends. We don't have many responsibilities of our own, and we know what goes around comes around once we do get a dog, but this still frustrates me for a multitude of reasons. One, they all ask her because they know she will say yes, which takes me out of the equation. Two, we just stayed 3 weeks at her parents' house with no offer of help from her brother and sister in law that live in the same town. This seems to be a theme for any type of responsibility for her parents, like airplane pickups, pre party assistance, errand running, etc. My girlfriend is aware that I am tired of this transient lifestyle. Yes, I say that tongue in cheek, but we have our own home that I enjoy being at and pay for, damn it. How do I reset boundaries for people that I think are taking advantage of our current low burden lifestyle? Or am I just being petty about this because it seems like a one sided benefit right now for our friends and family? I know this is long, so I apologize. Please edit or condense as you see fit. Don't worry about it. I look forward to the podcast every Thursday and a proud member of Brett's Bros and Sal Gal Guys.
Okay. I'm like laughing because I know that this person said he's already written in and we've helped him, but like I low key think this might be my brother.
What's shouts to Harry?
Shouts to Harry, because I have been this person and now Harry is this person.
Okay.
So when you're in a family, for example, my family, very big, all 5 of us live in Austin. My parents live outside of Austin, but close by. And when you are the person who is unmarried without a child,
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy for you to get,
You're the guy
you're the person.
or the person.
And for a long time, it was me,
Mm-hmm.
even when I was married and have a child, because my mom knows that I will feel guilty and say yes.
I see. So you're the
Um,
easy target.
Yes. That has now moved to Harry because I really can't a lot of times do like say yes to stuff because of Fritz. So
Mhm.
but I used to be the person who picked people up from the airport, run errands, like pet sit. But I'm laughing because Harry has literally dog sat for us like probably 20 times. He has his own dog now, so that
Mhm.
negates his ability to watch other people's dogs.
Yeah, at least 100% of the time.
Right, because his dog, Poppy, is a crazy. Love her.
Okay.
But so here's my advice.
Oh boy.
Get a crazy dog. I'm just kidding. But especially when you have the history of you and your girlfriend saying yes. And I'm also laughing because like when somebody asks Harry something and he doesn't respond, they just go to his girlfriend,
Oh
Kim.
jeez.
And they're like, Kim, can you and Harry do this? And it's like messed
Uh-huh.
up because she is super sweet and I think doesn't want to let anybody down. So she says yes, which kind of
She's a
sounds
definite
like what's
yes.
going on with girlfriend here
Mhm.
in this question. So totally get it. It's really frustrating to be taking care of people's pets, house sitting for them. Uh
10 weeks is a lot of a year.
yeah,
Like that 20% of a year.
both I mean, again, Harry and I have both been in the position of like house sitting for my parents when they've been gone.
Mhm.
Here's what I think you do. First of all, and I'm going to tout this to a lot of people because I just started reading it myself, but I've mentioned it before. If you have a hard time saying no to people or setting boundaries, or you have a hard time communicating with people in an effective manner that you feel like you're getting walked all over, or maybe y'all are talking about stuff you don't want to talk about, or basically any boundary, do yourself a favor and read The Book of Boundaries by Melissa Urban.
'Kay.
She is the creator of Whole30, but she wrote this book about boundaries and has been posting about it on her social media for like a year about just different boundary stuff, but then wrote a book. And it's really helping me in communicating my needs while being respectful, but also respectful to myself
Mhm.
with other people. Um, it is okay to tell people no. And it's as a people pleaser, that's really hard for me because I'm absolutely okay being like, I'll like tell Will, I'm like, well, we need to do this. And Will's like, why are we doing it when the rest of your siblings said no? Like, are we the ones who are doing it? And
Mhm.
it sounds like this person and his girlfriend are the ones who like, not get shit on, but like basically are like, they're the de facto like, yes, man, you know?
Yep.
It's okay. First of all, you have to be comfortable making boundaries. So that's why I'm like recommending the books. You need to like practice saying no to people. And she kind of lays it out in like a green, yellow, red light situation. So green's like, "Hey, we're not we're not available this weekend.
Mhm.
We'll let you know next time."
Yeah. "Hey,
Whatever.
sorry, I'm
Yellow
busy,
is
got
like,
plans."
"We're actually not comfortable watching the dog."
Mhm.
Blah blah blah. And then the red is like, "No, we can't do it. No explanation. I don't owe you anything."
Right.
And it kind of gives you an algorithm to work through.
Okay.
Um, but I think 2023 is this person's year to say no.
The year of no.
And that's okay. It's okay to put yourself first. And like, here's the thing. Will and I would ask Harry to watch Rosie all the time because we were more comfortable with like a person watching Rosie
Mhm.
instead of boarding her. And then we were like, well, we're like paying Harry for it. But it wasn't that we were like needing it for free. It was because he was available. And then finally we're like, we've got to find a dog sitter who is going to be there solely to watch our dog. Like, we live in 2022, 2023. You can pay people for anything. Like,
Mhm.
these people can find house sitters and dog sitters.
I agree. I totally agree, and it's one of those things where to me, the easiest thing to do is, "Hey, we have plans.
Yeah.
We're busy." Like, that's just an easy way, kind of a deflective, even if you don't, just say, "Yep, we're doing this, this, this. We got plans that weekend."
And
Sorry.
exactly, it's like the same thing when you have to call out to work
Mhm.
and you're like, "I'm sick." You don't owe them any explanation.
Yeah.
You can say, "I'm calling out." That's it.
Yep.
That's all you owe people. And so if somebody says, "We can't do that. We have plans." They don't need get to ask what plans you have,
Mhm.
if there's any way you can move them. No,
Yeah.
we have plans. That's the whole answer.
"Oh, we have plans that weekend," is kind of like the first the instead of being like, no. "Oh, we have plans." And it's like kind of a deflective, "We can't."
Technically, you should just be able to be like, "No, I don't want to."
Sure, you should. But
But
if you're
if you don't, if you want the yellow or green light
Yes.
version, we have plans. I'm so sorry. We can't
Yes,
help.
exactly, exactly.
Maybe you should find a dog sitter or a house sitter.
Hey, folks, Merry Christmas to you and yours, and only the best in the new year. I always like Merry Christmas to you and yours. Like,
Yeah,
that's a nostalgic
it's
thing for me.
cozy.
Yeah, very cozy. No idea how to phrase this question, but I'm gonna dive right in. I've been on an SSRI for almost a full year. It has done wonders for me as I rebuild my mental health, and I'm now at a point, as stated by my doctor, that I can start weaning myself off of it. About 6 months ago, my sister went through some mental health crises, and after a brief hospital visit, began a regimen of therapy and SSRI prescriptions. She came to me for help coping, as she knew I had similar prescriptions and experience in counseling, and I, as the little brother, was happy to be a resource for her in a tough time. I felt helpful and like a teammate for the first time in my life. What's more, we've been closer than we were before my niece was born, when most sisters focus on being mothers rather than their brother's keeper. In a way, the good thing is that we've built a stronger bond through our shared situation. Now that I'm beginning to get out of this space, I feel guilty. I'm super excited to return to a healthier mental space without the help of medication, but I feel bad that my sister is still in the weeds. I don't want our relationship to change, and I don't want her to think that this is all how all mental health diagnoses work. Everyone is different, and I know she doesn't like taking medicine every day. So, how do I proceed trying not to ruin this bond we kind of fell into with our situations? It's
Okay,
tough, but first of all, congratulations
good
on
job.
your journey.
Mhm.
I know it's difficult. I know mental health affects everybody differently, and it feels like you have done all of the steps to get back to a spot where you feel comfortable. And I want to congratulate you and commend you on that.
Yeah.
First of all.
This guy sounds like, so I've been in this guy's position
Okay.
before, have been on SSRIs,
Hmm.
Celexa specifically, actually, several times, or I guess twice.
SSRIs, as the ignorant one in the room, is that antidepressant?
Yes.
Okay.
Um, Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, actually.
That's what I was going to say, but
Yeah.
you stole it.
Helps basically increase your circulating serotonin.
Okay.
So, which by the way, when I got on one for the first time in school, when I was having really bad anxiety and like
Hmm.
tad of depression, the doctor explained it to me because I think there it used to be a pretty negative connotation with being on antidepressants.
Hmm.
I think it's becoming more acceptable as the same as like addressing your mental health and seeking therapy, things like that have
Sure.
become more common. But people, a lot of people that I talk to, especially in my experience, having been on it twice and talking to like friends who had postpartum depression and things like that, I was like, an SSRI is nothing to be ashamed of. I know that people don't like taking medicine every day, but an SSRI essentially, like I said, increases your circulating serotonin, and serotonin is literally just a neuromodulator that tells your brain like, "Shh, it's gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine."
Okay.
You know?
Mhm.
So, I think some people are like, "I don't wanna be on medicine. I don't wanna be like a zombie." That's not
Mhm.
always the case. I mean, some things can affect your, like, daily, like, make you feel flat and things like that, but I that was not the case for me.
'Kay.
I also was in the same position where I was on it, weaned myself off, and then I got back on after I had had Fritz because
Mhm.
I had really bad postpartum anxiety.
Okay.
Um and so, like he's saying, like, my experience, similar is like, I had some mental health problems. I sought counseling. I got on meds. And for me, the combination of both helped. And it was more of a situational thing. And then I was able to move past it. That's not everyone's experience. Clearly, his sister, same thing. Sounds like hers is a little bit longer of a road.
Mhm.
Um, but I think more than anything, and I don't know if he has talked to his sister about this, but I think having been through that myself gives me a lot more empathy for people who are also going through it.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I also have the understanding that everyone's journey is different. So that while I may be able to like get on and off medication, some people are like lifers and will need to be on it for a really long time.
Mhm.
I hope she understands that. Sounds like maybe she's more of a like, for me, having counseling, getting on medicine, like, totally changed my outlook in life, and it was a very positive experience for me. I was, like, happy to get better.
Sure.
It sounds like she might still be in the weeds of, like, depression,
Yeah.
and sometimes that's harder to, like, realize, like, "Oh, this is helping me," you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that there is a place here where it's okay. You don't have to be like, "Okay, I'm done with my mental health crisis, so we're good."
Yeah, no, and you don't have
Like,
to.
"Sorry, you're still stuck back there. We're done."
And the way I think I would look at it is like you sort of be a beacon of light and what could be, and be
Right.
like, hey, instead of feeling guilty about this, show her that it is possible to come out on the other side,
Right.
in a healthy way. So you sort of be a source of inspiration for your sister, knowing that you can get down in a spot and can get back out of it. It's
Right.
one thing. I get that the kind of like the misery loves company angle where it's, oh, we're both going through this together and it sucks, but we are commiserating with each other.
Right.
And that's comforting, right? Like, because you have somebody to go through it with. But now you're a beacon of what's possible and an inspiration for your sister to continue that and say,
Right.
we can get to this spot
I
with each
think
other.
too, it's like he clearly he should, like you said, like be almost aspirational. But
Hmm.
even if they're on totally different journeys, but that doesn't discount the empathy that he has for
Oh, no
her.
doubt.
And so it's okay for him to like get healthy and like be in a healthy spot
Hmm.
while she's still not. And y'all can still have that bond because like he probably understands the most out of anybody
Yeah.
how she feels. So like he still will be able to like check up on her like how are things going? How's therapy going? Like what are you working on? Like
Hmm.
what do you want to talk about anything?
Hmm. Of
But also
course.
still be in a healthy place in his life. You know? And I
Yeah.
that may be hard for her. Maybe, but I do think she'll understand, but also it's like you can't hold yourself back from weaning off meds and getting better and things like that just because you don't want somebody else to be upset. Like she's got her own journey. You're on two different paths. They can run parallel to each other and you can help each other out, but you don't have to like hold yourself back just because of her.
No doubt. No doubt. And you'd probably like not that your mental state will re-deteriorate, but anybody, it's healthy for even the most mentally healthy people to check in once in a while with
Right.
therapy, or counseling or whatever it may be. So your mental health journey is not necessarily just over.
Right.
It's a continuous thing that
Oh, for
we're
sure.
all a
Mine it's
part of.
like I know that probably if I had another kid, like I'd probably get back on meds. Or
Yeah,
if I have like a
exactly.
mental health crisis, like
Hmm.
for me, I am very aware that I think it's helpful to be aware, at least in my case, that like I could immediately recognize the signs and be like, might need to get back on some meds.
Sure.
Might need
Yeah.
to go have a little therapy session.
Hmm. Get a little tune up.
Yeah.
would be a great transition into a BetterHelp ad read, but we're gonna do one more question before we go into our next ad read.
Okay.
A little bit of levity here, Sally. Hey, Malin, how weird is it on a scale of 1 to 10 for someone to send out a Christmas card of her and her boyfriend when they're dating, but not engaged or married, but really want to be? We doing Christmas cards for boyfriend and girlfriend, Sally.
Um, when I first read this, I was like, I feel like if it's not a problem for you, it's not a problem for anyone else.
'Kay.
Okay. If she wants to send one out
Mhm.
and the boyfriend's fine with it, do it.
Go for it. Okay.
Okay. That being said, like we're like married and have a child, and Will's like, are you is it too serious of us to send out a Christmas card? I'm like, we have a baby.
We have a child.
Like, no,
We've
like,
created this.
yeah, I think like he's cool with it now. We have like Fritz, but
Mhm.
before we used the first Christmas card we sent out as like a married couple was also like a pregnancy announcement.
Yeah, that's cool.
And Will was like, I don't know, like I don't think that we need to do one. And I was like, we're married. Like what we're sending a Christmas card. He's like, do you think that's necessary? Like he still is weird about it.
Yeah, I think I'd be like, they say, how weird is it scale of 1 to 10? I'm like a 7 to 8 for just boyfriend, girlfriend Christmas cards. But caveat is if you want to be in like the big, if they're say you're doing your family, for example, and like Harry and his girlfriend are not engaged, they're just boyfriend, girlfriend. And they're a part of the Christmas card because she's part of the,
Which is true. She's currently her and my sister's boyfriend are in our Christmas card this year.
I think that's fair game.
Which is
But
also hilarious because my mom had a hard and fast rule that if you weren't married into the family, you couldn't
Ooh.
be in the Christmas card.
So she's gotten a little
And
looser on that.
when in 2019, our Christmas card was the picture from Lily's wedding. Okay.
Okay.
Will is groomsman. We are engaged.
Ooh.
And she told him he couldn't be in the picture.
Oh my goodness.
And then I was like, he's going to be in the picture. We're engaged. But that was like her rules. Like, if you're not
Yeah.
married, you're not in it.
Mhm.
And so Will and Drew this year were like, they're going to be in the Christmas card because we weren't allowed to be in it until we got married.
Wow.
But it was like, they're living with these people. Like,
Yeah,
Harry's
yeah,
living
yeah.
with his girlfriend. Emily's living with her boyfriend. They're going to end up together, you
Yeah.
know? I agree. If you're the boyfriend, girlfriend, and you've in a long distance or like a long-term relationship, the
Mhm.
parents want you in it, be in it.
Yeah.
I think to me, it's a little bit more palatable if like you're living with your girlfriend and you like y'all send out a Christmas card like, here's our address, we've moved. Like,
yeah. And if you have like you're living together, same apartment, same house, you have the dog, you have the cat, like you do, and you want to do one of those. That's where I leave room for like the 2.5 at the top of the scale. It's like not that weird, but there's still just
well, but I also feel like some of my friends who are not married or engaged but are dating somebody, if they send it to just friends and family who like know them essentially as a married couple, like I'm
Yeah.
talking about like my sister and her boyfriend here,
Mhm.
if they sent one out, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like,
Yeah.
I get it. Y'all are basically like in a domestic partnership right now.
Mhm.
So, but I think it is a little weird if you like start sending them to like your boss and like your random,
Yeah,
like your Christmas
yeah,
card
yeah.
distribution list. I think if you're going to do it, you keep it small to like your friends, like your close friends and
Mhm.
family.
I think that's a fair rule.
But I also think you know that people might judge you.
You know what I'll never judge you for, Sally? Ever?
Cracking a busy.
Cracking a vizzy. Absolutely not. Between gift giving and family traditions, the holidays are full of lighthearted moments that make the end of the year a little bit more joyful. And guess what? Guess what is a moment that makes me joyful? Crack, busy.
Yeah.
What's that? That's that song, Pop Fizz.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, I don't know. They fizz though. They're great. Whether you're visiting loved ones or enjoying being home for the holidays, 'tis always the season to enjoy Vizzy, the hard seltzer bursting with fruit flavors. I am all in on the mimosas right now. They're the perfect holiday complement. Peach mimosa, um, pineapple mimosa. You cannot go wrong with the mimosa
I
flavors
mean,
of Vizzy.
mimosa flavors on Christmas morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Serve it in a little spode champagne glass.
There we go. Now we're
Class it up,
talking.
but it's delicious. So you can like, you can keep it like a long day
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Get through the
That's-
holidays.
I think I'm gonna be a Spode guy.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be a
But
Spode
like,
guy.
if you keep it like a light Vizzy Buzz all day, you don't
That's
have to listen
perfect.
to your dumb relatives. I
And
mean,
that's
you can, it just makes it more tolerable.
right. That's the best ad read we could give.
Yeah.
Don't listen to your dumb relatives. Have a little Vizzy Buzz all day and just
Yeah.
make it tolerable. End.
That's the bad read. We
That's
did
the
it.
read. Vizzy Mimosas, like we said, has a refreshing taste of real orange juice and is perfect for daytime sipping. Strawberry, pineapple, peach, pomegranate, orange, all of those go right into your Vizzy Mimosa flavors. And here we go. Vizzy Hard Seltzer. Flavors for every vibe. Stock up on Vizzy Hard Seltzer and so show some love for the show. Here's how to get yours. Go to VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed to find Vizzy near you. That's VizzyHardSeltzer.com/washed. And to hear first about the latest flavor drops and more, sign up at VizzyHardSeltzer.com/subscribe. You must be 21 plus to drink, and please celebrate responsibly. And happy holidays from our friends at Molson Coors Beverage Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Next one, Sal. Hey, Mail and Crew. Apologies for the long one. It's really not that long. Should be good, but I need help. I've been dating my girlfriend for almost a year now, and we're currently looking to move in together. We're both about 25 years old, and we live in Denver. I love her a lot. Oh, but the move is starting to cause friction as we decide what apartment or house to rent. She wants to live in a sleek, upscale 2-bedroom apartment near downtown with all the amenities, but it's so expensive at almost 3 grand a month. I, on the other hand, want to rent a much more affordable house farther from downtown. The more space will allow me to display my massive video game collection, as I've been collecting them since I was about 9 years old, and it's an important part of my life. However, a few of these houses are definitely much older and less maintained, even if they are cheaper. Please help us come to a compromise where we can work something out. I do part time marketing and DoorDash on the side, so I can live essentially anywhere. But she works downtown at a coffee shop and bar combo type of place, so being downtown would be better for her. Thanks for any help you can give. Couples therapy, Sally. Let's
Whole
compromise
battle
here.
royale about living places. Okay. First of all, you've clearly had this conversation kind of back and forth. Sounds like they already are disagreeing about it, but you need to sit down and like draw the budget, drop
Yep.
the budget, make a case for both. Okay.
Mhm.
Because first of all, you need to calculate like all of your living expenses plus utility, plus this, plus, whatever,
Sure.
transportation, etc., and really lay out how much it's going to cost to live at each so that there's a clear black and white, like we don't need to be living outside of our means
Mhm.
in that case. Maybe they're not living outside of their means with a $3,000 a month place,
Mhm.
but maybe it's going to be really stretching it and like hinder their ability to do other like fun things or travel or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good argument to make if you are like, I don't know that we should overextend ourselves on the rent side if we can avoid it because we're going to not be able to do this, this, and this.
Sure. And yeah, and like I guess the in overextending yourself on the rent, do you say rent is it 30 to 40% of kind of your monthly budget is sort of a universal, like, okay, kind of rule. If you want to overextend yourself and get kind of towards the top of that, that means you're going to be that means like to be in that location where you are getting to the top of that range, you need to be getting something on the side that sort of equates with, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out the word. But say you live farther away and you have to pay for transportation to get downtown to where
Right.
you would be, that cost should be factored in to
Right.
rent. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And so the opportunity cost of living downtown versus far away should add into your rent discussion,
Right.
basically.
So, and make it for both places.
Mhm.
I think the video game collection for me doesn't really factor into this that much because I think like I think there's bigger arguments to be made, like cost wise,
Sure.
or like if you're like, oh, we want to get a dog, but it makes more sense to have a dog at a house
Mhm.
than it does at an apartment. Like obviously the video games and you wanting to like display them matters, but I also think like it's going to be harder to have that argument with her versus like the pragmatic stuff.
Yep,
Cuz
absolutely,
that
yeah.
just sounds not selfish, but it's like this is about me and I want to be able to like do my video game thing versus like she's like I want
Mhm.
to live somewhere sleek. Y'all gotta
Yes,
take that out of it and
I
just
agree,
make it purely like what makes the most fiscal and like logistical sense for us.
especially at 25,
Right.
right? We're in the peak pragmatic years of your life, right? Where you are doing things because they are getting you places or getting you somewhere in your career. Like, this is the time to buckle down and
See, I
do
kind of
that.
disagree. I think 25 is like the peak. Like
I mean, like, it's peak. You're not going to have a room to display only your video game
yeah,
collection.
it's the peak. You should be pragmatic, but you're not. So,
Well,
like,
okay, maybe
my
financially
argument is
not.
like, you're like, well, if we live all the way out in the country, no one's gonna see your video game collection besides you because no one's gonna come out to our
Nobody's going
house.
to come out to your house. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying live in the expensive apartment. I'm saying there are arguments to be made both sides. I think for her, you take out the like, I want to live somewhere
Sleek and
sleek,
upscale.
and for you, you take out the video game thing, and then y'all just argue your sides of like, here's why I think we should live in a house. Here's
Mhm.
why I want to live in an apartment. There's arguments to be made for both sides.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure there's like a wants and needs matrix that you can okay, like cross out your biggest want and their biggest want, and then you kind of find like where the squishy middle
Right.
ends up being. Um, but I think like having lived in Denver, there are so many downtown and downtown-ish places that are super friendly transportation wise, and whether it's car or public transit, whatever you want to do, like you don't need to go and I argue shouldn't go all the way out into the suburby,
No, it sounds like they
as
each are on one end of the spectrum and they need to kind of meet in the
yeah,
middle here
meeting
with a
them.
little
There's so many
compromise.
places to meet in the middle in Denver
Yeah.
with complexes and close to downtown. And I don't think like I think you should meet in the middle. I think you should probably at 25 be looking more than a rundown house
Mhm.
farther away from downtown. I don't think that's in your best interest right
Yeah.
now. And because you want to be close to things, you want to be kind of where things go on, and your girlfriend works downtown. So like you can, and you said you can work from anywhere. So like that immediately tells me you should be close to downtown
Yeah.
anyway. And that's where there's more business for door dashing. That's where you can go to a coffee shop and work on your marketing job. Like that just kind of feels like, doesn't that make more sense? As long as the price is not
Wow.
absurd?
Took the girlfriend side.
I think I am. I think I'm
Yeah.
taking the girlfriend side.
But I mean, stuff like this is just like the bread and butter of relationships.
Yeah,
You
of
gotta
course.
lay out your argument and then compromise on something that's gonna make you both somewhat happy.
Yep. One more, Sal?
Let's do it.
Hey, Brett and Sally. It's the Canadian. Hello there. Who got in a long distance relationship over the summer, back with an update and a question. Here we go. Things have been going well, and I've settled into the long distance. We've been watching each other's favorite shows, writing letters back and forth, and calling each other whenever we have the time. She's flying out to BC, that's British Columbia,
Uh-huh.
just after Christmas to stay with me for 2 weeks. I'm so excited to see her, take her skiing, and for her to meet my friends and family. For the past couple Christmases, I've thrown a holiday party with my friends from my uni program, so Canadian, as a way to blow off steam together after a long semester. I want to do it again because it's so much fun, but I would also like to wait for when my girlfriend is here so she can meet my friends. Should I change it to a New Year's party? Should I throw a more casual Christmas cocktail hour like Brett does, and then throw more of a bash for New Year's? What makes a good Christmas cocktail hour anyway? Have a great holiday. I appreciate updating you on this awesome journey I've had, and hopefully more updates to come.
So cute.
It's cute. It is.
Okay. I love Christmas parties.
Yep, love
Eh,
them.
there was like a period our senior year of college where we like had a Christmas party every night. We were just like, screw it. We just like everyone took turns hosting.
Yep, love it. Love it.
So I think you have the blowout New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
And then if you have room in your budget, time, etc., schedule, you have like a it's so easy to like have like a little like holiday
BYOB
happy hour.
potluck Christmas cocktail hour.
Potluck Christmas cocktail hour is so
Super
easy.
easy.
Everyone brings an
Cheap. Yep.
appetizer. Someone brings the baked brie. Someone brings the buffalo chicken dip. Someone
Mm,
brings, whatever.
speak my language.
And then everyone your job is like having this specialty Christmas cocktail, like maybe like an apple cider margarita or like
Ooh, how
like
about
a
some,
little champagne cocktail with some like
yeah,
pomegranate or
Christmas
cranberries
sangria
in
is
it.
always a popular
Yeah.
one.
And then it's like a BYOB, so people bring wine and
Yeah.
beer and stuff. That's easy.
Mhm.
That's like a group text like, "Hey, I'm gonna
Yeah,
have people over on, the 23rd.
absolutely.
Everyone bring your own BYOB this." And then you plan for the big New Year's party,
Yeah.
which admittedly, because it's still the holiday season, can still be very, like, holiday
Very
heavy.
Christmassy. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
You still have the Christmas tree up. You still have the, like, holiday
Oh,
appetizers.
careful. In Canada, they do Boxing Day on the 26th, but
Yeah.
the Christmas tree's gone.
Well, you're
Depending,
but it's
though.
like America
They can
kind
they
of.
can keep it up in this case.
Yeah. Um, Go to Trader Joe's if those exist in Canada. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. They
Get,
teach us.
you know, get some, like, puff pastry or phyllo dough
Or
and then, like,
just
make your
raid the
little.
Trader Joe's, frozen aisle.
Yeah,
So easy.
very easy.
I totally agree. Have a big New Year's party, for your girlfriend's gonna be there, meets everybody, gonna be a blowout time. I love that. And then a super casual Christmas cocktail hour. I think that's a perfect idea. It can be 8 to 10 people even,
Yeah.
and it's still gonna be a good time, and everybody just kinda hangs out and low
Yeah.
key brings a dish, brings a bottle of wine. You make one
The Christmas
cocktail.
cocktail hour, y'all, like, can play games,
Yes.
whatever. The
Yeah.
New Year's can be more of, like, a cocktail party,
Mhm.
fancy schmancy, whatever.
You can do a Christmas cocktail hour for, like, $50
Well, like, on your part, I
on your
guess.
part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Not total,
100.
but $50-ish if you already have the decorations up and that kinda thing.
Yeah.
So what makes a good one, though, is Christmas cocktail jazz. I'm
Yeah, that's easy.
currently on Spotify. My favorite is Cozy Christmas Jazz. So there's Christmas cocktail jazz, there's Christmas this jazz, that jazz. Cozy Christmas Jazz is what I'm currently rocking with. And it truly, it's just sometimes with the Christmas cocktail jazz, it gets a little sped up. There's a lot of songs with actual words to them. I like the more instrumental stuff. So Cozy Christmas Jazz is what I'm rocking with right now. You need a Christmas cocktail that's poured in a communal thing, like a vat with a little spigot on it. You need appetizers that incorporate rosemary, melted cheese, bread, something hearty for the stomach. And if you want to get a little fancy, you do something with like a brie, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
A little creative with it. Lastly, you need decor.
Yeah.
You gotta feel like you're in a Hallmark movie. So you get the lights going. The less fluorescent, the better. So the more actual lights you can turn off in your apartment that be and have it be lit by Christmas lights, the better. That's what I subscribe to. And the fits, you gotta get a fit off.
Mhm.
That's the most important part of a Christmas cocktail hour
Yeah.
is your fit.
Get some elf ears or whatever,
You could
reindeer
you could yeah,
ears,
you could go that you could go that way. Oh, mistletoe too.
mistletoe.
Make everybody make out.
Yeah.
Not bad. Before we get out of here, Sally, I have one shower thought.
Okay, I do too.
Yeah, you go first.
Why do why do people put Rudolph noses and reindeer ears on their cars?
I think they're calling for like Darwinism. I think that they're putting a target on their car.
I really hate it.
Yeah, it's
When I
it's
see
not I'm
it,
not a
I, like,
fan.
get so irrationally upset.
You know what I saw the other day? Elf ears on their side mirrors. I hated that
The only
really,
time I've seen something that I, like,
really much.
legitimately liked was someone had a wreath on their Jeep, like, where the tire was.
Mhm.
I was like,
Okay.
"Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Touche.
I'll deal with that."
Yeah.
I'd like, is it practical? No. Okay. But I I love Fritz. I do a lot of, like, dumb stuff for Fritz now because it, like, makes him happy. Like, we watch a lot of Cocomelon, but if he I don't even think the kid argument makes sense because if he told me, like, "I really want you to make your car into a Rudolph," I'd be
Mhm.
like,
Nope.
"Grounded.
Grounded.
We're not doing that."
Not only is it a no, I'm turning this back on you.
Yeah, you're no, we're done. I
Yeah.
like it makes me so upset for some reason. I
Yeah.
know that that's so dumb to get upset about that, but it, like, turns me into, like, I get
The
road rage.
Grinch. Yeah,
Yeah,
you turn
I'm
into the Grinch.
just
Are you tired
so
of
dumb.
the Trail of Lights yet?
Um, I'm more tired of the Mozart's Christmas light show
Oh,
that
I
is
guess
happening right
that's what I
outside of
mean.
our.
Yeah.
We're going tonight, actually,
Oh, wow.
even though I've been getting the free live show every hour and half hour since November 10th
Oh my god.
till till January 6th.
Oh boy.
That's what.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
The insurrection anniversary, actually.
Yeah, what are you doing for that?
Going to the last night's Mozart show.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
of course. Um, Mine, real quick, is are you familiar with the 4 people unfortunately murdered in Idaho, the college kids?
Yes.
It's been a month, and there's no leads, which I think is crazy. But I think the internet is catching up to these killers more than the
I think
cops
we
are.
have a very, like, as much as I hate to say this, because of the murder podcast sleuths,
Mm,
and people have, like, realized that, like, a lot of this can become public record and stuff like that. Like, there's a chance that some of this stuff gets solved just because of, which is kinda plus minus for me. Like, I, as a, true crime, like, lover,
'kay.
really enjoy stuff like that,
Mhm.
but it also makes me, like, wonder what the line is. Like, are people, like, too into solving shit?
Oh, yeah, and then there's disinformation and a lot of
Right.
misinformation.
And
Like,
then it's,
there
like,
yeah.
making it harder for the victims' families to,
Mhm.
like, have all these theories out on Reddit and Twitter and
No
stuff like
doubt.
that.
I totally agree. I think there's pros, like, for example, some body cam footage was released that the police had gone through and didn't find anything, and somebody went in and enhanced it and found, a light at 3:15 AM, like
Uh-huh.
a late in the distance where they saw 4 people run by it,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, that's new."
Yeah.
And so, like, I think there's a pro like that, and then cons where you 9 different theories, and maybe one of them is close or whatever, and you sort of alert the killers or the perpetrators to things, and then all of a sudden they know to move or like, "Oh,
Right.
something's happening over here," and somebody sees it and can. So I think there's a lot of stuff that people that would like to keep under wraps that is exposed, and there's a lot of pros in that people find things that maybe not, were not found before.
Yeah.
So, praying for those people, hope they get the
Resolution.
guys or whoever.
Yeah.
That'll do it for us today, Sally. Please subscribe, rate 5 stars, review, and tell a friend about the show. Hit the hotline number 888-362-MAIL. That's 888-362-6245. Or you can write in at the link in the Twitter bio. Sally, where can people find you?
Sally deFries on Instagram and Twitter.
I am Brett Merriman at Schmerriman on both those platforms. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Adam. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.